Hey, Reese Jackson here from your design partner, also known as YDP. We are a collaborative interior design firm that loves to partner with you and people in the community to share tips on how to enhance your home. Today, I'm so excited. We're here at Pop Revolution, and we're partnering with Francis, the owner of Pop Revolution. Say hello, Francis.
How you doing?
And we can't wait to share tips on how to create and install a gallery wall like a pro. Hey, here we are with our very first installation, and we're going to show you how to hang a symmetrical gallery wall. So Francis, take it away.
First thing we do is, we figure out the space we're going to hang it in. We got our pictures here. We do a layout on the floor just to get a approximate how it's going to look. The next thing I would do is I'm not one to use a tape measure, so I'll just stand these up against the wall and kind of space it out on the wall so I know where to hang them in position.
So one quick question, Francis.
Yeah.
How important is it, how important is spacing, right? So I think I remember you mentioning that you really don't want to be less than 1 inch apart, and you don't want to be greater than 8 to 10 inches. Is that correct?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Find the center. If you're doing the center of the wall here is, we're doing 2 sides, so it's not technically the center, but so the center of this area is about here, and depending on the size of the wall, it'll determine the size of the spacing between the pictures.
Right, makes sense. So the next point or tip is, how do you choose that first piece? Talk to me about that.
Well, depend on your subject matter. So like, we're hanging like some automobile photographs and a couple flowers. They may not necessarily go together, but this is what we're working with today. So in our example, our biggest piece is going to be our focal point. But if you're like doing this from scratch, like if you're doing like family photographs, you might want a family photograph in the middle, and then on the sides of it, put your kids' photographs or a picture of the husband and wife on one side.
So essentially you're saying you're going to start with the most important piece, and then you're going to build out from there.
Right.
So here we have it. It is done. The one thing that I wanted to ask you is how important is cohesiveness?
Right. Yeah, I mean, if you're doing a gallery wall, you should try to keep things more cohesive, like with like a theme, have a theme. So like, there's 2 car pictures here, and then 2 flowers and a landscape. Probably not the best cohesiveness, but if you're doing this in your home, you're gonna find your own cohesiveness with like family pictures or like all flowers. Something that you're interested in, that you like.
And what about the fact that these are all black frames? That's cohesive,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, all black frames, so that it all ties in together, so that's good.
Any final thoughts that you want to share about this gallery? It was pretty simple.
Yeah, pretty simple. An alternative way to do this, the focal point, it doesn't necessarily have to be in the middle. You could put it over on the left side, and then put these 2 over here. Maybe you can always do it this and put the other flower down here. It works that way because we read left to right. So
for visual flow.
Right, it's a visual flow. You read left to right, and then up and down. So, the weighted pieces, they look heavier, so they're on the bottom also. The lighter stuff's on the top.
So it's important to think about visual weight in putting the heavier pieces on the bottom and the smaller or lighter pieces at the top.
Right.
Good point, good point. This is a wrap for what we would consider a symmetrical gallery wall. Now that we talked about a symmetrical gallery wall, we are now going to move forward and talk about a random gallery wall. Just like before, we're going to start with putting the items on the floor to get a good idea of how you want the flow to be. before we actually add them to the wall. We also talked about cohesiveness. These frames are pretty cohesive with gold frames or warm tones. And Francis is going to take it away. So another tip is when I run out of these picture framing hooks, I find myself just putting this nail in the wall to hang my pictures. And I'm learning that that's not a good idea. Can you speak to that, Francis?
Sure. So hanging, using the correct, tools to hang your pictures are pretty important because you don't want things falling off the wall. And like, this picture here, we use these hooks on every picture, and these are good because the wire, holds right into this catch. So when you're hanging it, you can bump this and it's not going to fall off the wall. If it was just on a nail, if you bump it, odds are it's going to be on the floor. And if it's glass, you're going to be replacing the glass. The frames, they might be damaged too, especially if they're, not wood frames, like the particle board frames that people get. They damage very, very easily. So it's important to use proper hooks.
So one final tip is, I get so many questions about how do you address obstructions on the wall, like thermometers or heating units. And Francis is going to show us exactly what to do.
So, with things on the wall that might be obstructing your collage, there's two ways you can handle it. One, you can go around the thermostat, which in most cases that's what you're going to need to do because you're going to have flat backs on the frames. But one thing you can do if you're hanging canvas, lots of canvas, they have an open void in the back. So one thing you can do is just put the picture over top of the thermostat. And then you're hiding it. And then, it's easy enough if you need to change the thermostat, you can just take it off real quick and put this back up. And having this on top of the thermostat is really not going to affect your temperature in the room. So that's one way to cover up a thermostat.
I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, follow us on YouTube and our social media channels, Pop Revolution, your design partner. We're on Instagram and Facebook, and our links are going to be below. We hope to see you soon.